Hi, family, and welcome to Get the Tea on Me Royalty. I am Royalty, and I'm coming on here to do an affirmation, though it was so funny. Spirit was talking to me. I went out in nature today and I was just vibing in nature and did a whole little prayer. It was so beautiful, you guys. I wish I would have gotten it on camera. And I've been doing that more often, though it's been more personal just between me and spirit and me, being able to hear spirit and get in touch with spirit. I did a few of my grounding meditation videos on camera, and it just seems more for me not to carry the camera around during those times, because when I go out in nature, it's kind of like a prayer for me. It's a very silent prayer just between me and the Great Mother, and something I honor so much. I just stopped doing it on camera. Though I wanted to get on here because Spirit told me while I was out there vibing in nature. Spirit told me, "Why are you coming from all these other books when you can come from your book?" I have a book called "You See It, Cosmic Royalty." And this book is full of just everything when it comes to just all the topics on how to work with the moon, doing your moon magic. It talks about the powers of the crystal, chakras, shining your light body. It talks about magic of candles and colors and childhood trauma. And it just has so much in this book. I even talk about the Egyptian calendar and the Egyptian time and how time isn't real. This book is really deep, and I'm in the middle of having it upgraded because I published it during a time when I was grieving, and so I see there's a lot of things that needs to be changed. But the book is 300 pages and full of just information, colorful pictures of my journey, me and my husband. And then of course, when I'm talking about the crystals and moon cycles, I'm giving symbols and images and things like that. But you guys, I said from now on I'm going to start coming from my book "You See It, Cosmic Royalty" and some of the other books that I may have. So today I'm coming from chapter one, and that chapter is called "Broken Where." It's kind of like broken where. Who said I was broken? Broken where? I'll read a paragraph, and then I'll speak on it and tell you how that resonates for me. And of course, if you want to comment and let me know how that resonates for you, all that is welcome. So it starts off saying, "It seems that all of my life was spent searching outside of myself for validation, looking outside of myself for approvals from the Lord, my husband, my parents, siblings, etc. This is such a human nature." And that's just going to be the affirmation, how we're always looking outside of ourselves for, validation. And when it comes to the end of your journey, you can see that the only thing that really mattered was what you thought about yourself. Because what I do is I gauge myself every day. I have 42 laws that I go by, not I go by, which is the laws of Ma'at. So as long as I haven't done any of the things which are in those laws, I basically gauge myself, and I don't need anyone outside of me trying to judge me. I'll put my own self on a pedestal if I need to be there. I don't need no one putting me on pedestals. At the end of the day, sometimes, depending on what type of early childhood development you were subjected to, it says, "It seems that all of my life was spent searching outside of myself for validation, looking outside of myself for approvals from the Lord," which was, I was in a Muslim family, "or my husband, my parents, siblings, etc." And this is such a human nature. So I do mention that, this is not something that you're not the only one, and neither was I. Though it's so common, especially when you come up in abusive situations where, your first, relationship with your father is something abusive, or just anything, of that nature. It kind of, leaves an imprint on you. And this is how you identify yourself as either not important, stressed out. It says, "Now I see that I only have to look within myself for validation. I am the creator of my path, the master of my destiny. Now that I know, and I do know it, that I am a goddess created in the image of a beautiful spirit, meaning as above, so below, I now move as spirit would have me to move, knowing that I am created to represent her, or whatever your higher power is, or her, or he. I am here, and I am created to represent her. I am an extension of the great source. I am. the great I am. I have always been my own master and shall be, because I can't be anything else. And then so I'm gonna stop right there. And so I was just reading from that last part of my book. That's kind of like more than a paragraph. But actually, when I was writing this, I was really coming from a space of my new knowledge of who I am as a goddess, because I grew up in Islam. And I'm sure we may have all grew up under some type of ideology or some type of school of thought, some type of indoctrination that wasn't really compatible with who we really are as people or as star seeds. I would speak for myself as a star seed. So at the end of the day, you guys just always know that you are an extension of a greater source. As it says in my book, you are an extension of a greater source. And what that means is you are that greater source acting itself out through this avatar. So as long as you take care of yourself, and not allow other people to come into your space and abuse your energy space or any of that, you will have such a solid connection with that inner source, that extension of yourself, because it's just an extension of your higher self. Okay, you're just communicating with an extension of your higher self, and our whole goal here in life is to reach our highest self. Okay, and so at the end of the day, just know that you are created from that great extension, that great source. You are an extension of that. And so that means the very thing that created all the waters, the sun, the moon, the stars, the sky, you're an extension of all of that. That is you. You are a galaxy wrapped in flesh. So you are not your pain. You are not your trauma. Okay? You are a being here to either conquer that trauma, heal a bloodline, and to move forward freely. Because at the end of the day, no matter what they say, in each and every single way, I am royalty. You are royalty. We are royalty, family. And I shall see you in a minute. Ashe.
Cadabra, here I come. Magic carpet styling. Move like magic at challenge. Proof unique reminding. Getting round that losing shop. My word, she back again. You will never end the rain. We keep multiplying. Running through the evidence. There's no denying.